this is a player's iron.
Yep. They thinned it out.
But I think it's a great looking iron. It performed really well.
In hand versus online. When you see this in hand, it looks 10 times better. My misses that toe pull, and this one gets in the air.
If you struggle the same as Kyle, yeah, give these irons.
You got the toe pulls. It's the iron for you. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the new Ping i240 coming out fresh out of the gate. Just started pre-orders on those last week. So
another new iron in the middle of the year. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
It's almost like Ping and Tyler's were working together. Like, you know what we're going to do in the middle of July? We're going to change it up. Instead of just everybody releasing everything at the same time, we have another new iron in front of us, but also a remodel, in addition to a line that's been pretty standard for the last, 10 years?
Yeah.
With Ping. This is essentially the iron that has replaced the i230. Yep. So, Kyle, tell us a little bit about this iron as our fellow Ping guy himself.
Yeah, so I've actually got these on order. So excited to get my hands on them because the irons I were playing before this, it was a failed experiment. We'll just call it that.
Yeah.
So i240 is being, it's the replacement for 230, which has now been around for about 2.5, almost 3 years, which is kind of hard to believe.
Yeah.
And the kind of feedback they were getting on i230, because Lee Westwood, Terrell Hatton, I mean, they've got plenty of wins and players playing it. But from the fairway, then the groove system they put on that, I want to say it was like called Micromax, or there was something with the groove system that changed. So like out of the rough, what was happening is you'd hit a green and it would back up 30, 40, 50 feet. Like just couldn't control it. So they...
I would love that problem.
Yeah.
But
obviously, there's a pretty famous Ping guy named Victor Hovland that has been playing a set of irons called the i210 for 7 years now, 6 years. So they actually went back to the original grooves from the I series that's on those i210s. So that's a big change, as well as the back cavity here. i230 had more of a, I don't want to say like a cavity badge, but it definitely, you couldn't see the iron. It looked like a almost like a hollow body without being a hollow body. So now we've got this carbon fiber badge in here. And then we've still got that TPU insert behind the face. So it's a really soft iron. It's got a little bit more of a traditional leading edge grind, so it's getting in the turf, which has been pretty nice. And they took a little bit of strategic weighting out and replaced it with that toe weight. So they're continuing their trend with this toe weight. So being able to really control CG and control swing weight in the building process.
Yeah, when we saw photos, when Golf WRX put up some photos when these were released out on tour, John Deere Classic, the first week with them, I think so, because that was 2 weeks ago, right?
Well, they had a win on the DP World Tour already with them.
Yeah, so like they've been out for like 3 weeks. They released photos on tour. That carbon badge really kind of initially threw us off.
Yeah, because. And the photos that were released by, I believe, Golf WRX kind of look cheap.
Yeah. Like from a shelf appeal from the photo, we were sitting there for what we know this player's for, or what this iron is for, player wise. You usually don't see I hate to say it, like a plate on there. Like it was a little alarmed, and then obviously when our Ping rep explained to us kind of what exactly it's for, like, okay, that makes sense. So like from a look standpoint, going from like the i220 to how the i230 looked to this, it was definitely a change. Now from a offset comparison to overall top line, I mean, this is a player's iron.
Yep. They thinned it out. So
yeah. So like this is definitely an iron that is for somebody that needs a little bit of forgiveness on that toe side, that doesn't want to play the blueprints, or maybe even something for someone that want to combos with the blueprints in the top end of the bag.
Yeah, I was going to say the thing we've talked about a lot lately is combo sets.
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things that we're getting to a point in the iron market that, like, if you're not comboing your irons, are you doing yourself a disservice?
Yeah, so the guy that on DP World Tour, I believe he won with a 3 and a 4 iron in the 240. 5, 6, 7, Blueprint S, 8, 9 pitch, and the Blueprint T.
Well, Brian Campbell at the John Deere Classic.
Yeah.
He won with them. Now, I think he had pretty much 7 up.
Yep.
And then and it was his first week with them, I think, which Obviously, has his second win now on the PGA Tour this year, but and that's one thing with Ping. I mean, people that are on Ping staff on tour, they've played those clubs for a long time. Most of them have a Ping contract in college.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising to see a lot of Ping's new products kind of plug and play. Very similar to Titleist and Titleist players, right?
Because those guys don't switch equipment all the time. Because A, they don't launch equipment all the time.
And also, two, what is Ping known for? What did Ping create? Ping created the original fitting system.
Yep.
Right?
The color code.
Yep. Where the irons are truly designed, meant to be built directly for you. Hence why you can't go to ping.com and buy this iron. There's a lot of golfers out there that don't realize that. You cannot go to Ping's website and buy clubs. You have to go through an authorized dealer because technically speaking,
you're supposed to get fit.
You're supposed to get fit for them. So obviously there's many ways to go buy a new Ping iron without hitting them.
Yeah, you can do off the rack, obviously.
Correct. But it's definitely a club that is made to be tailored directly for you. Now, as far as from like a handicap standpoint, I know we kind of started this with the Titleist a little bit. What handicap ranges do you think could play this iron?
I mean, obviously,
so we're being very
obviously tour players are playing it, but I mean, realistically, if you've got a guy even as high as like an 8 to 10, as long as the ball striking's consistent enough, you could definitely play this iron with no issue. So when they redid that badge, it got the CG a little lower and MOI got a little higher. So
handicaps are 100% are subjective, right?
Yeah.
Like because they don't tell the full story, But I kind of had a fitting the other day that can, he's a high handicap, mid handicap, but he hits down on the ball, swings at 90 miles per hour. Technically, if you give him a forgiving iron,
he's gonna hit it way too far.
He's gonna hit it way too low, way too far, right? Like this iron is a perfect example. Now, when I hand it to him, he was like, "Oh shit! Like this is small." And I'm like, "Just hit it," and then the ball is just taking off in the air. Sorry for that.
You put a rubber duck squeak on that.
Sorry, just natural reactions. Like it was like a light bulb went off. Like, holy crap, I can hit this iron, right? And I handed him a TW blade, and I was like, "You can hit this iron too, right? Technically, a center strike with these type of irons will be way better for you than a center strike with what these companies say your handicap should be playing." But like that's why we're saying kind of, this is for anything from a tour player up to, somebody with a little bit of speed that,
want some control.
Correct. 100%. So, and then honestly, this is like a perfect iron that I'm kind of in the market for right now. I've been playing my TCBs for over a year. Prior to my TCBs, I was playing just the regular CB. Then I was playing the MBs with Callaway, right? Like right now, I need help getting the ball in the air. I de-loft the club a lot, so spin is very important. So when I hit these a few times for the numbers here, the spin's still on the low side. I put the wrong shaft in them for me to hit. We've learned that I need to change the shaft up, but ball speed was fantastic. Spin was great. So can we look at the numbers here? Like right now, like I feel like with my TCBs, I'm hitting the ball well. I'm just hitting it a little low and a little short for where my numbers are, right? So if you look here, average 125 ball speed, 17 launch, spin on the low side, bad shaft. Not the shaft for me on that same. But can't complain with 175, 180 carry. Like that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. Like my launch right now with my TCBs are even lower than that. So like this iron was definitely kind of plug and play, ball getting in the air, a little bit better. I sent Miles a different report, but my apex was right around 115. So can't complain about that, but not surprised to see those numbers out of this iron. Now I'm a player that has never played a Ping iron. I have never played a Ping iron. Now when we hit it for the first time, what did I say about it? I was like, it's like this thing just doesn't feel soft. And then you were like, well, no, duh, it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a Ping thing. So like that's just where for the type of irons that I've played, it was a change. But
and see, now that I'm used to like blueprint tees, like Orchard Forged, to me it's softer now compared to like you're coming off of something fully forged, plus it's a tour iron, right?
Yeah.
So going into something that is a cast product. But I think that's what's always been interesting is Ping was kind of anti-forged for so long because when Carson and then would take the tour players out to the range, they would hit blank heads. And a lot of people don't know this story, but they would hit a blank head that was marked with a special, whether it was a logo or a color or whatever, and they'd have two heads side by side, and one was cast and one was forged. And they would do like this survey, and most tour players couldn't tell him definitively which one was the forged head, which one was the cast head.
I wouldn't be able to tell. I could just really go off of, does it feel soft? Does it feel firm?
And I think
there's forged clubs that feel soft and
clicky.
Yeah. AKA TaylorMades. TaylorMades for me don't feel soft, right? They're on the firmer side, kind of similar to this.
Oh yeah.
No, you bring up a good point, right? So why does Callaway or why does Ping? I'm sorry. Why does Ping? They don't throw forged at you as much as some of the other companies.
Well, I think Ping, and part of it's because I've been out there, I've been able to hear the story, is the one thing that Ping's always been proud of is they're an engineering company first. They're not a marketing company. They're not we're going to throw all our money to every tour player. Their
AI says it's 10% better than the year prior.
They're going to look at it from the ground up on the engineering side first to make sure that is it worth bringing to retail and is it worth bringing to the tour? Because if it's not, they're not going to stand behind that product because they want something that's going to be in a player's bag for a long time. Hence why, the i210 was around for 5.5 years before 230 came out. That's a long time considering that even Mizuno is every other year as a completely new family. So I think that's why they've always had kind of this sneaky, all these guys on tour playing their stuff that you don't realize, especially with the wedges, because they're not throwing the marketing and the value out there.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense. Now, technically with a cast iron, with them being the engineering, company, with the cast iron, are they able to manipulate things more than what you would be able to do with a forged iron? Fully forged.
I wouldn't say more, but I think strategic weighting's a little bit easier. I mean, I'm not an engineer by any means, but from what I understand about being in the industry for as long as I can, obviously the softer the metal, the more uh-ohs you can make too.
Yeah. I mean, it bodes to our point, right? I can't tell you how many times people come in and are like, I think I need to graduate to a forged iron. And I'm like, that.
Well, and two, what do we know about the word forged? On a golf club.
Doesn't mean what it used to mean.
Yeah, on a golf club to be marked forged now, it doesn't have to be forged at all.
Only one piece has to be forged. So technically, if that screw was forged,
they could say it's forged.
They could say it's forged.
Because most hollow body clubs are cast, but the face that's welded to the cast body is forged. So now you get forged stamped on the hosel. Yeah. So that's when hey, can you bend my irons? Nope, we can't. Yeah. Well, they said you could, and then it snaps.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is I would say about this release is it's a club that technically doesn't have a small niche market.
Nope.
Which is great. It's great for us fitters. Obviously, our iron fittings are starting to get a little bit longer because there's more clubs keep getting added. So we're going to have to strategically look at that. But it's another option there that has a wide base of who this iron could be fit to.
Well, I think what's pretty cool that might get missed is the two-tone face.
It looks good.
For framing the golf ball, having that white scoring line on the bottom, but having the multicolor.
Do you look at the club or do you look at the ball, Kyle? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So that's kind of one thing. And then, like I said, that front leading edge grind.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are two kind of hidden features that is probably going to get missed by most people out there. But that's little small details.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of soul grind, so there's a little bit of trailside relief in there, a little steeper leading edge to help get into the ground.
Yeah.
Compared to the i530, right? So this is, I mean, I have a feeling we're going to see more. We might see more 240s to i530 combos than maybe what we will see with Blueprint S's to 240s.
It'll be fun.
For the everyday golfer.
Yeah, for the everyday golfer. It's going to be a fun year for them.
I mean, I know they have a few guys, which also, we can say it, right? I mean, we cut this out. But also with this, they released a new utility.
Yeah, it's out. I mean, the embargo's released on it.
So
the IDI.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't remember the name. But I know with this, and that's obviously with it being the Open this week, you see a lot of 3, 2 irons. Some tour only, 2 irons with this i240. and then that IDI driving iron. So, I mean, this is a great week for those of you on the East Coast. If you're waking up, getting ready to work, go watch the Open this week. You're going to see a lot of these ping irons in play.
Yep.
And maybe that badge will stand out. You'll know what we're talking about.
Yep.
But I think it's a great looking iron. It performed really well.
I was going to say in hand versus online. When you see this in hand, it looks 10 times better.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think we can definitely. It's a club that I have nothing bad to say about it.
Yep.
And I'm not afraid to say something. So whether people agree with me or not,
I'm actually excited to get them in the bag because, like for me, I'm playing blueprint tees now, so blades, and I don't have a ball striking issue. But with 2 kids and not practicing, when you're playing tournament golf, how crucial is even on miss hits getting close to the green, right? And with i530, for me at my club head speed, what did we notice? Ball speed was way too fast, launched way too flat, and I couldn't hold the green.
Really enjoyed a 130 ball speed 7-iron.
Yeah.
And got 85 feet in the air.
It was great. So going to something like this is pretty exciting because my miss is that toe pull, and this one gets in the air.
Yep.
So really excited to put it in play.
If you struggle the same as Kyle, give these irons.
You got the toe pulls. It's iron for you.
Yeah, there we go. Anything else we want to add before we close it up?
No, exciting. Exciting for this. If you got any questions about this with ping,
got to call us.
You got to call us for orders. We cannot sell ping online. That is
on the line.
On the line. But what you can do is you can pick any other iron on our website. You can see the shaft and grip availability, and then call our number and or send us an email, and then we can still build it for you. So a little bit of a legal loophole there, but we can still build these.
Yeah.
So if you haven't already, like and subscribe, turn on push bell notifications. If you have any club builds you want us to do, click below, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.